You are now live on air.
Hello, folks. We are back. We are live once again, and you are listening to Beyond Sight and Sound. I am your host, Josh Kimmel, a.k.a. Treasure Seeker. We hope that everyone has had a grand time during the holidays, and for everyone tuning in, Happy New Year. We're into a new year that brings on a whole new season of finds, a whole new season of New Year's resolutions, if you're into that sort of thing, and more determinations about the hobby. It's time to plan on where those spots are going to be that we're going to hit, and to stay determined and get out there and recover that history, because that's what we do, that's what we're all about, and that's just the way we roll here. But we appreciate everyone for tuning in, whether you're coming to us from the confines of your tablet, PC, or even your not-so-smart smartphone at times. We hope that everyone is able to reach us. Mother Nature has frozen the ground here in Ohio, but hopefully not the airwaves. We'll have to see how that all goes, and hopefully everything goes well. Powers of the internet and Skype. Hopefully we can maintain a connection, and we'll see how things go here. Hopefully it's okay, and everything will work out all right, and we can produce yet another entertaining show with the information that we can find to bring to the listeners out there, because after all, it is radio for you, the listener. On to other things. Tonight, it's going to be an open format, open lines. Give us a shout. Tell us what went on over the holidays for you. Maybe Santa left that new detector you've been eyeing, or maybe that special coil you've been wanting, or something like that. Give us a call. Let us know about it. Let us know if you're planning to get out and use it right away. I'm chomping at the bit. I can't wait. I went out and used the shovel and actually shoveled my front lawn so I could go hunt. We'll talk about it. We'll see what's going on. And tonight, I am actually joined by a couple of people. Let me guess, you're going, wait a minute. I saw the promo. I only saw one name. What's going on? Well, you know how it goes here. We never know what's going to happen next or where it's going to lead. But the promo mentioned that we would have Ryan Hollabue from Ring Wars on. He's going to cover the Ring Wars 2014 list of winners, as well as the many changes that have happened with Ring Wars for the 2015 season. He's had some changes in the lineup of divisions. He's got a new sponsor this year, new cover photo, all sorts of things happening there. He's a busy, busy guy. And we are also joined by none other than Mr. Kenny Moore, Dirt Bandit 33. So who knows where this show's going to lead, but one thing's for sure, it'll be fun, and I'm sure the time's going to fly. So we probably ought to get right into it and see how everybody's been doing. How's it going, guys?
Not bad, and you, Josh?
Well, I don't think we're quite as cold as you yet, but we're getting there. I think they said we could have wind chills of 30 below tonight.
Oh, it's cold. It's cold, cold, cold here. Freezing.
Yeah. And the way it sounds down there in Mississippi for Kenny, you know it's cold if the relics are looking for things to cover up with.
It's cold.
What did you say the high was today there, Kenny?
It is cold here.
And
can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about, let me see here right now. It's about 22 degrees, and You know, a lot of people out there listening right now is going, "That's it, 22." When you're down here in Mississippi, that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, in Mississippi, that's cold.
Yeah, pretty much. But I own a jacket, so I'm all right.
There you go. I'm okay. I got a long sleeve shirt. You can't beat that. Well then, so obviously then with the cold down there in Mississippi, as well as the cold there in Wisconsin and here in Ohio, I'm sure it's safe to say none of us have been out recently.
I have not been out for the reason that, and I believe Chris is listening there, Mr. Beer Barrel. How you doing, Chris? We have been sick ever since just about got back from Vicksburg. I was sick for about at least 9 days, and then after that it rained for about 4 or 5 days in a row, and then I had something else come up, and so this coming week I'm looking forward to making up for lost time.
There you go. Yeah, the siege of Vicksburg kind of took its toll on you and Chris.
Well, it's just probably had nothing to do with Vicksburg itself. There's just a little bit of bad luck to go with the good luck we had. It was a heck of a trip, and I'm sure that Chris and I and Kevin and John will all get together with you and we'll sit down and discuss that little trip. It was quite impressive, and it was great meeting everybody. I hope that each and every one of you guys that listens to people and listens to you, that you actually get to find some time to hunt with these folks, because seeing is one thing, hunting with them is a whole different story.
Whole other ball game. That's right. And for the listeners, I had actually spoken with Kenny today, and we had talked about doing a show on that Vicksburg hunt to discuss the finds and the camaraderie and the terrain, and because I mean to kind of read about it in a post or to even see some of it in a video is one thing, but to actually hear about it directly from the people who were there to discuss how rough the terrain was, it's just phenomenal. So that'll be an upcoming show here soon, hopefully, and I'm sure it will be quite interesting. We should probably get through the Ring Wars real quick. Do you have that list of winners, Ryan? So we can all hear who won, how many rings, or what they had found for their placement?
Yep, I have the list right in front of me. We're starting a new year. It's out with 2014 and in with 2015. Last year's winners goes. Last year there was 4 categories in Ring Wars. One category was all rings. The first place winner was, forgive me if I butcher this, but Max Botkov. He's from New Zealand, beach hunter over there. He's a Russian guy that lives in New Zealand, actually, and he has some pretty interesting YouTube videos and does pretty good, but he got first place with 194 rings.
Wow.
That's all rings, that's junk rings, that's...
Right, that's any ring, whether it's gold, silver, counts. Bling.
It just has to be made out of a metal, some kind of a metal, a plastic little trinket ring doesn't count. But our second place winner, it was Michael Swan. I believe he's from California, with another beach hunter with 112 rings. And our third place winner was Christopher Pitts with 94 rings.
Now, is he a beach hunter too?
You know, I'm not quite sure. To tell you the honest truth.
Well, at least for first and second, it sounds like the beach hunters are tearing it up for jewelry.
You know, if any of you guys from Ring Wars is listening, feel free to call in. We'd love to hear from you.
That's right. 419-549-5744.
And call in and tell us about your Ring Wars experiences. The second category that we have is precious metals rings, which includes gold, silver, platinum, palladium, I believe, is in there also. Our first place winner was also Max Botkov from New Zealand.
Oh, so he double dipped, took both.
Yep, took first place in 2 categories with 127 precious metals rings. Our second place winner is Corey Loomis, which he is from Guam. he's kind of a strange place to be from, but from the finds I see from him, it's got to be a honey hole there. I was looking at it on Guam on Google Maps, and it looks like it's one big giant beach. So
oh, wow.
It looks like beach hunter's paradise there.
And apparently a lot of gold and silver.
Yeah, some pretty nice stuff, too. Well, anyway, he got second place with 107 rings, and we also had the third place winner was also Michael Swan from California, and he had 64 precious metals rings.
Well, it shows that you've got some very determined diggers that are in the competition.
Yeah, people actually get... It's all designed to be a friendly competition and provide motivation. Even if you're not winning, a lot of times you get 2 or 3 people that you comment on each other's posts, you get around the same number, and it's a friendly competition amongst metal detectorists. It's really a fun site.
Right, just a spot where we can all share our finds and support and motivate each other.
And our third category is precious metals items. And our first place winner there is also Corey Loomis with 36 items. Our second place winner is Matt Kwiatkowski. I believe he's from Georgia. 34 items. And our third place winner is Mike Rosals with 20 items.
Well, it sounds like everybody was out making some decent finds then.
We sure do. If anybody, you don't even have to be a member to go on it's an open group. You can go on it and surf, check out all the pictures. We really have, I think we have over 5,000 pictures of finds. There's some really nice jewelry finds and silver coin finds and stuff to look at. So if anybody's ever bored in this cold season, pop onto my Facebook group and just page through the photos. You don't have to be a member.
And you've even got quite a few nice finds up there yourself. I've got a couple up there, and for those who have been listening for a while to the show or following the groups for a number of months or what have you, I guess we could kind of say that that's where we kind of premiered the rather rare and uncommon, unheard of style of detecting known as catch and release.
Find a ring and throw it back for the next guy.
That's right. But they'll like it when they find it. That was a good chunk of a ring. Well,
our fourth and final division for 2014 is silver coins.
Oh, there you go.
Our first place, it was Matt Kwiatkowski from Georgia with 110 silver coins.
Again.
Our second place winner, right from my hometown, Wausau, Wisconsin, Will Isham, a hunting buddy of mine. This actually was his first year with a CTX 3030. 104 silver coins. Our third place winner on the silver coin division is Drew Wahalik with 96 silver coins.
Man, we've got some very diligent and persistent hunters there. And it's good to see. I mean, because that's what it boils down to, is you've got to get out there and dig to make these finds. And it sounds like these people have been well rewarded for their efforts. I mean, that sounds like quite a long, commendable list of recoveries that they've done.
You got to keep your... during the year, you got to keep all your posts current, so we can keep a current stat list. We also
update the counts.
Yep, we also have to update the counts, and also for 2015, we also did get a brand new sponsor.
That's right.
SW Shooters and Prospectors. SW Detectors, Mr. Chuck Smalley. I'd like to say thank you for sponsoring my group.
Right, and a big shout out to Chuck. He's a great guy.
If you're looking for any metal detectors, I believe he is Mine Lab, Deus, Garrett. Check him out on swdetectors.com. Real great guy to deal with.
And he also deals with other items, too, if you're into the prospecting area of the hobby. Chuck's your guy to talk to.
I think he's even in. You can get guns and stuff too if that's your cup of tea. So check him out, and I'd like to say thank you again, Chuck. He supplied a whole box full of stuff that I'm going to be giving away throughout the year. So
awesome.
You'll be seeing some of that if you're in Ring Wars later. We randomly give away prizes.
And that's one of those things, you got to be a member, stay on your toes, because it is random. You never know when it's going to happen.
We also do give away trophies for first, second, and third place in Ring Wars. All the trophies, I believe, will be in Monday. I'm going to snap a picture of them and get them out to everybody. If you want to get into Ring Wars, it's something fun and just a little friendly competition to keep everybody motivated.
And this year, there has even been changes to the divisions.
Yes, this year I eliminated the precious metals items and added keys, any keys. I figured it'd just be something for fun. It doesn't have to be, because when I'm out metal detecting, I'm always finding keys, so I figured what would be better. I was thinking wheat pennies, but that's not going to work for the people overseas, because we're international.
Well, that's true. And keys are everywhere.
I figured just something fun to throw in there.
So this year they'll be able to update their counts on keys that they find, and we were talking before the show, if you find a key, well, that's one. If you happen to find a set of keys, well, then that's probably each individual key on that ring would count.
Yes, it would.
Because I find the single ones from time to time, but it seems like when I find keys, I always find them in a pack. I mean, I got 5, 6, 10 of them on there. Oh,
modern keys, skeleton keys, it all counts.
Yep. And we've got a caller coming through, guys. Go ahead, caller. You're on with myself, Ryan, and Kenny.
Well, hello, Mr. Josh. This is Swanzey Searcher.
Oh, Swanzey, how's it going?
Not too bad. I got a package from you today.
Oh, you did? What do you think of that?
I like it. You were complaining about maybe saying there might be a few defects there. The only defect thing that I would think of is you didn't send more than one.
Well, I'm glad that you like it. Hopefully it'll do good for you.
I assume it will. And I got a question for your guest, Ryan. I don't find many rings. Obviously, the one I did find this year of gold was returned. When is the contest going to be out for the amount of iron rings, once worn by one and only Paul Bunyan, that's going to be in the competition? Because I have several of those.
Paul Bunyan rings, huh?
Oh, yeah, these giant iron ones, with a 2-inch, maybe 3-inch diameter on the inside. They were worn by him.
I don't think the Paul Bunyan ones will count. They're Swansea.
Hey,
well,
it was worth a shot. I still keep them.
Yeah, it was definitely worth a shot. Well, you'll have to snap a picture of that package and post it on the group when you're able to get to it. Let us see how that turned out.
I will get to that tonight, and I will post it on your group and show everybody the creative work that a semi-blind guy can do, which is hell of a good job, considering I'm not blind and I couldn't do it myself.
Well, it was a little laborsome at first, but we've been trying some different ideas, and if they turn out well, we may even be making those available for sale to try and help offset broadcast fees.
Well, then what I'll do is I do the Best of Northeast thing every April, and I'll wear it to the whole thing, so you'll gain some listeners there. There's a good 60 to 70 guys who know anything about the New England group parts of this, that they'll see it every single day I'm out there.
Awesome. Well, we certainly appreciate it, and hopefully, like I said, that fits well, and we appreciate the call.
All right, well, take it easy, guys. Great guest, Ryan. I just hope I could find a little bit more to contribute other than the Paul Bunyan rings.
Well, join anyway, and you're always welcome. A lot of people are welcome to join, even if they want to sit back and just watch.
Right.
I appreciate that. I'll look that up.
All right, we'll see you, Swansea.
Good night.
And are you still going to have a silver coins category this year?
Yep, the silver coins category is staying. We have still, I guess it'll be 4 categories: all rings, precious metals rings, silver coins, and keys. Is going to be
awesome.
Our 4 categories.
And we've got another caller here, Mr. Chris Engel.
Good
Mr.
evening, Brother Josh.
Good
Hello,
evening.
Brother
Chris. Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Good, good. Hey, Ryan, how's it going?
Pretty good. How about yourself, Chris?
Oh, like I say, it's a little nippy down here. It's about 40-something now, but it's supposed to be 22 tonight, so.
Good grief, it's even cold in Texas.
Oh, yeah, down in Houston, yeah.
Oh, that's it. It's official. Hell must have froze over.
Yeah, if it's cold in Texas, it's cold. But I tell you what, Josh, you and Brother Kenny will back this up. I don't care how cold it is, I'd be up on that bluff in Vicksburg, just like Kenny said. A good little old campfire going, a good hot cup of coffee.
Or ginseng
You got
tea.
that right. Yeah, or that.
Right?
Or ginseng tea, yeah.
It sounds like it was definitely a blast there. And, man, it would have been great to make it.
Well, it was an experience. And you know, Chris and I got in a couple of spots there that were kind of hairy, and that was awesome to do that, to be able to kind of negotiate some of that terrain. I want to shout out to Kevin Strahan and John DeVille for putting that hunt together. That was outstanding. Had a great time. Can't wait till we do it again. And like I said, the camaraderie was just unbelievable. Everybody got there. Everybody was glad to meet everybody. And we were focused on the mission. We were researching in a motel room. We had maps going. It was just great.
Yeah, I saw a couple of photos where the hotel room had basically been kind of turned into the war room, and everybody was leaned over looking at the maps.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. It was classic.
It was.
for sure.
It was. And like I say, Kevin and John did a fantastic job putting all this together. I tell you, those guys, man, I can't say enough good about them.
And this would be an interesting question. Maybe we can get into that a little more on the upcoming show about the Vicksburg hunt. There were, I believe, let's see if I remember right, somewhere in the neighborhood of 60-some bullets and 30-some buttons recovered. So there were...
Yes.
So there were quite a number of finds made.
There
were
were a lot of finds.
Were there any releases made? Anybody lose a digger or anything?
No, not this time.
Ah, well then, that's good. So there were no losses. There were no catch and release. It was all get them relics and get them home.
Exactly.
But you know, Josh, the biggest thing was it wasn't the relics and the bullets and everything. It's just like Kenny said, the camaraderie, meeting everybody, just enjoying each other's company, and just, you know, that's the biggest thing. And
Right.
enjoying each other's finds, sharing the finds with each other.
Right. And that's another good point, too. I mean, prospectively, looking back over the 2014 year, there's been a lot of connections and friends made for a number of us.
Yes, it looks like everybody had a good year in 2014 for the most part. The videos that I've watched and people I've listened to, and this show is a big help to find out what everybody in the hobby's doing, especially this time of year when so many people are shut down at shows
Right.
like this, and this particular show, in my opinion, along with the Facebook and the groups that keeps everybody in touch. And this is a research time. For those that can't get out and hunt, this is time to pull out your maps, your historical books, go to the library, and get ready for 2015.
Right. The research, equipment maintenance, maybe sharpening your diggers, so to speak, different things like that, which I believe, I don't know when, but for those that follow the stealth diggers, they will be releasing a video sometime in the near future, we'll say, of what they go through for equipment maintenance and digger maintenance and stuff like that, I do believe. So that should be interesting to see as well, because, different areas of the country, we may do things a little different as far as our maintenance. Maybe some of us don't do anything with our diggers.
Well, and that's right, but you also have to take in the fact that some people have water machines, some don't. There's a little different maintenance. Anytime you have O-rings, you need to be lubricating those O-rings, especially in this weather, because you get one faulty O-ring, it could cost you your machine.
Yeah,
it just
it
don't
can make
take
for a
very
very
long.
bad day.
Right.
Because
That
with
goes
those
for your
water
pinpointers.
machines,
Yeah, it
with
goes for your
those water
pinpointers.
machines, they're not cheap. And then you've got the whole deal with the pinpointers too, because they have O-rings as well.
Correct.
And some of the diggers, depending on what digger you use and stuff, they've even got O-rings. I mean, mine, I have the watertight storage and the handle on them. So that's something else that maybe some people are particular about that. Normally, I don't fool with it so much. I may give it a good coat of an anti-corrosion oil on the blade or something in the off-season. But other than that, I don't do a whole lot with it.
Right. And I'll tell you something else, too. Now, it just may be me because I do this, but I go through different pouches. I try things out, and sometimes I maybe like it or don't, or I want to use a different one for, if I'm going a long ways, which is usually the case. I want something more efficient, something lighter. But what I tend to do is sometimes I just don't get all the relics out of it. So I have to go through all my stuff, and I'll end up finding some bullets, or the wife, she's like, I found another bullet in the floor, and stuff like that. It happens. It really happens. So it's good to go through your stuff because you just never know what you may have left in there.
Oh, yeah.
And by the way, Josh, I've lost I got audio, obviously, but I don't have video.
Right. The camera kind of flips out on me from time to time, but we'll see. Every now and then it can come back up. But yeah, that's a good point too. Sometimes you've got to go back through and find out where those finds are. I mean, there's been times where I've done it, Ryan's done it too, where we'll bring something home and kind of lay it on the desk next to the computer, and 2 days later we're going, man, where did I put that? I was going to show that to somebody.
I know. I was going through some stuff. I was finding Indian head pennies. I was finding all sorts of stuff. I had to get around the house.
That's like here lately. I just actually, I had just wound up moving that tonight, but lately, on my desk, I've had the meteorite from the Jolie fundraiser that was shipped to me.
Nice.
That was a nice little piece. Steve Arnold does a nice job putting them into a little shadow box like that.
Well, it's impressive because it came a long ways for you to be able to have it.
That's true. It really is out of this world. And that's cool, though, because now I've got a test piece that I can use, see what sort of a signal they'll give off on a detector, because you just never know. I mean, they should ring up, I don't know, I guess like if you ran across an axe head or a hammerhead or something. But you never know until you try, and now I've got one to check. Which is another thing. That was a phenomenal amount of support shown for the Jolie fundraiser. I know there right before the holidays, I had uploaded a shout-out video wishing all the diggers out there a happy holidays. And by that point, we had raised just over $20,000.
Outstanding.
Yeah, it's good for him for a successful fundraiser like that.
Absolutely. And he was so organized with it. It was unreal. That's out of character for Ron.
Well, I mean, look at this, though. Look, when she gets a little older and she loves her uncle the way she does now, I don't think it's fully going to be aware to her the magnitude that Mr. Uncle Ron had on the situation.
And it was great to see how everybody coming together making their donation, no matter how big or small it was. We all played a part in the whole picture, the detecting community as a whole, to bond together for this common cause like that and make such a large impact on the situation at hand that it was just phenomenal.
Isn't it true, though? I mean, think about it. It just a lot of it, obviously, with the social media we have, obviously helped, but a lot of it was word of mouth, or people that's such as myself that's had a family member in trouble, with that nasty disease.
Absolutely.
And it's like my sister-in-law Lynette. When I let them know about it, her husband John, which was an outstanding. He actually got a bonus on his check, and he had just watched the video of Jolie, and it took him about 10 seconds to write that check. They called me and wanted the address and stuff for the PayPal, and it was outstanding that it touched him so deeply, because him as well had cancer in his family, and for him to do that, and that's what everybody's done. It's just thrown in for that cause. It's remarkable, and it says a lot about this hobby.
Oh, yeah. And I suppose that we should also mention, too, that this wasn't all from the detecting community. Like, I don't know, does John detect? Or
No, well, yes, he does, actually. He's been in it now, I guess, I think 3 years, maybe.
Oh,
maybe
okay.
something like that, give or take. Lynette would know a little better on that. But he's picked it up, and it's like everybody else, a lot of us, myself, I've always been into stuff like that, but it doesn't take very long to know if you're going to like it or not. Personally, that's my opinion.
Right.
But to me, it's like every day's Christmas. Every signal you get is a present, and you don't know what's in it until you open it.
Yeah, another package to unwrap.
But John's into, a lot of coins and stuff, but lately I think they've tried to go up to Otterville and different places for relics. So they're out there to hunt anything. I mean, history is history, where it's coins, relics, jewelry. I mean, they're in it to preserve that history, and it's impressive.
And we had a number of detectorists in the community that they had made donations, whether it was in the form of money or items or just trying to help get the word out, which with you had made some monetary donations. You had donated a very nice plate, and even did some videos to try and circulate that. We had another gentleman that he made a $5,000 donation himself. He's not even in the hobby. He wanted to help.
Well, as far as that plate goes, here's how I looked at it. I've dug plates, and if the fortune continues, then I'll dig some more. But I know what that soldier sacrificed for that plate to be laying there. Right. And I can tell you right now, anybody that goes into the armed forces and goes through what they did, they had a cause for doing it. And if you have a cause that strong, I'm sure he would have had no problem handing that plate over for Joe Lee. So who am I to get in the way of that? It's just something that I had, something that I could do. I made the video simply to spread the word. It wasn't a video for my benefit or anything. It was for Joe Lee's benefit. And
absolutely.
I think it did okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And the time of year that it was and everything, what a way to end the year for everybody to come together like that. A great way to end out the year, seeing everybody just contribute and give and support to try and do the right thing. It's the only thing to do. Sometimes that's the way it goes. And Ryan, you had even contributed, I believe we all did in some way, shape, or form.
Yep, I made some donations. Heck, I even won a small prize, a year's subscription to the Lost Treasure magazine.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, you had won one of the subscriptions. I believe Kevin Strahan was also a winner in that drawing.
He was.
What was it? A ring, maybe, I think.
No, it was if I'm not mistaken, I think it was what they call the Josh's rings, where he makes the rings into the silver coins.
Yeah, the silver coin ring.
Yeah, leave it to Kevin to get that, right?
Well, and I think he was really pleased with hearing that he had won that, because I'm thinking he would have liked to have had one of them anyway, and to win it.
Sure. Yeah,
at least he's not having to order it or anything like that. He's just got to mention his size, and oh my, his ears must have been burning.
Uh-oh.
Mr. Strahan.
How are y'all doing tonight? Hello, Brother Kevin. What's
Hey,
up,
buddy.
Brother Kenny? And look, I did want that ring because I just lost my wedding ring.
Nice. So this
So,
is the kind of multi-meaning sort of prize. You get that silver coin ring you've been thinking would be nice, and you can use it as a memento replacement for the wedding band.
Yep, and I got the ring, Josh. He was a dream to work with. He was easy, and I actually got the ring with my mom's birth date on it since she just passed away.
That's outstanding.
There you go.
Real nice.
A lot of sentimental value there then.
Exactly. Now, I want to talk about Ryan's ring wars here. Dude, those are some impressive numbers of coins those people found.
Absolutely, they
I
are.
was thinking the same thing. I mean, I can do what I do. I may be lucky to find 2.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the last place guy or something, whatever, had 100 coins. Jesus Christ, 100 coins? That, man.
Right.
Yeah, I think
that is
if I
very
had
impressive.
4th place, I think I would have came in 4th on the coins. I had 85 for the year.
Now, I
Oh, you're
can't
not-
remember. Is Betty Sharp a member of Ring Wars?
She is, but she didn't post her finds, so it's too bad because she probably would have won.
Yeah, I was going to say, because I would have liked to have seen the stats for, like, say, her or even seen her 5-3.
He's actually a member. I don't know why he didn't post for the year.
Oh, yeah, both of them are just. I mean, she's a. I've been calling her the Queen of Silver for over a year now. I mean, it's ridiculous what she pops out of the ground.
It is. She's
I'm
lethal
hoping
with
this
that
year that she'll
E-track.
start posting.
She
Well,
is lethal
maybe,
with that E-track.
Maybe we're gonna have to get in her ear and tell her she has to. I mean, if you're doing that much, then go ahead and post it and show people.
I love looking at all the posts. I check it every day. It's fun, and then you get a couple friends, a couple people. You start commenting on each other's posts, and even if you're not up on the top place, like some people have like 29, 30 coins or something in the mid-season, and then they got 2 more. Then it gets you out the door sometimes. I gotta catch up. Where a lot of times you might have just sat on the couch.
That's right. Going, oh, well, I got to get out there and find something.
Well, I tell you what, that's like it's like motivation. I mean, it doesn't matter if you have 30. If you see somebody that has 100, and you know you're not going to catch them, it motivates you. Just like, excuse me, I told Josh that ever since I found out he was legally blind, he's been my motivation. I mean, Josh motivates me to get out and detect because I don't know that I could do it with what he goes through. I don't think I can. He motivates me to get out and do it, and then Brother Kenny there, he done pissed me off. I'm now going to make better videos. So, a lot of my friends. The reason why they're my friends is because they motivate. Like I said, Kenny makes good videos, and now here I am looking up cameras and figuring out how I'm gonna make better videos. And I knew my videos were not good to begin with. I mainly made those for myself so I can look back and see what I found over the year.
Right, documentation.
Right, but now I met Kenny, and now I gotta step it up a notch because I look like the welfare king, just a horrible filmographer, and and the bad part about it is I'm a professional photographer, so I should have done my videos a lot better. And he's motivated John. John's the one out and he's done copied Kenny, bought the same camera Kenny has, to do videos. So motivation is motivation. It doesn't matter if somebody finds 5 coins a year. Those people pulling out 100, 150 coins, they might, they know they don't have a chance of beating those guys because those guys are just that good. But you know what? It doesn't matter. I mean, that's what gets them out to hunt because they know, they see coins that these guys that popped out 150 of them, and they're like, I know I'm not going to get 150, but man, I'd like to get that, that Mercury dime he found, or I'd like to get that Drake bust he found. That's what motivates.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Where maybe you go, man, look at this guy. He's found a dozen seeded coins this year. I'd just like to have one. I'm going to get out there and try to find it.
I said that at the beginning of the year, and I got 2 this year.
Nice. Let me throw something in there.
Yeah, go ahead, Kenny.
Kevin, man, since you're on here, and I wish John was, and maybe he's listening. Well, I'll speak for Chris and the whole bunch, man. We thank you for setting up that hunt like that. That did a lot, not only for the hobby, but it did a lot for us. And meeting everybody, the friends that you meet doing this is just spectacular. But the other thing is, you may, be harping on your vids or whatever. I enjoy your vids, but the best thing, let me tell you guys something. You are in an area and you don't have a place to hunt. Not everybody is not people persons or whatever. Let me tell you something. Kevin Strahan can find you a place to hunt fast.
He does have that gift.
He does. It's unbelievable.
And you're right. He does do pretty good with his videos. But that's another nice thing with all of this camaraderie and stuff, is it does kind of, we kind of push ourselves in a sense. Like, your videos inspire some of the other people to maybe try and do a little better job with their videos. Or
actually, that's how Ring Wars got started. The first year it was called YouTube Ring Wars, where you had to post a YouTube video, and it was kind of YouTube video wars, and then it just went up to straight pictures and stuff too. But it's like these guys getting 100 and some rings. I'm living in Wisconsin, and my season's a lot shorter. I mean, I got 50 rings this year. I thought I did all right, but I'm stepping up the game a little bit. Even today, I just got a new scuba shaft.
Dive shaft for the XCal.
Yep, and then beginning of next month, I start my scuba lessons, and next year, hopefully, I'll be hitting Lake Michigan and stuff, and I'm going to be doing some diving.
You're going to enter a whole new world.
Yeah.
and you know why he's doing this, don't you? Because he only found 50 rings. He got motivated to get off the butt. I'm gonna go somewhere in the house and go. I need to get more than 50 rings next year.
Well, I think the reason he's doing it is because his next post will be, it only counts if they were 10 feet deep or more.
Yeah, the new Ring Wars division, underwater finds.
It may be in the future.
You never know.
And another thing that Kenny helped me do, he helped me realize that when you're filming, that you need to have better footing, and sometimes it's not fun going down a hill. So, we learn from that.
That is true.
I have a case of Icy Hot here to back that up.
Yeah, sometimes, especially once you get out into that rougher terrain like that, the ground isn't so soft when you hit it.
Well, you know what? That hunt we went on, we talked more about hanging out, about going to dinner together, about looking at maps, than we do with what we found.
Well, and I'll tell you, and Ryan can attest to this as well, when we went to Detective Palooza, I mean, between Ryan, myself, and Reese, we were like this trio of hunters. We never really got far from one another or anything, but we were all making finds, and we'd stop a number of times just to sit and talk, take a break, maybe show each other what we'd been finding, stuff like that, and
get out of the rain, hide in the truck.
Right, yeah.
Well, yeah, and Kevin was he was the coordinator of everything. So he was here and there, and didn't swing as much as everybody else, because he was concentrating on like the Twin Diggers, for example, getting them some finds and getting us some finds. That's why he set this hump up. So he sacrificed a lot of his digging time to be sure that his brothers in the hobby found something, and that speaks for itself and is very impressive of his character. That you don't get to hunt with everybody. There's so many of you. You get split up and you kind of drift off, and that's the reason we'll do more hunts, so we can kind of mingle with different ones. But I want to tell you something. Chris and I got up there on that one spot, and I'll just put it this way, and I mean this. DIV 30 is going to have to really work hard to beat that hunt. I'm serious. We got up there, and I got to witness Chris pull that ladder badge out of the ground. And I'm standing right there with him, and then I suggested, hey, you know, that other part may be there, and sure enough, it wasn't. I mean, 4 inches from it, he popped that other one out, and it was, you know, chicken dancing and laughing and carry on. It doesn't get any better than that. I don't care where you're at, what you're digging. That was one of the high points that I've ever had metal detecting.
And that's what I was just going to say. I'm sure that would have been one of the high points for Chris as well. That's probably a very memorable occasion for him.
It was. It really was, gosh. But like I say, and Kenny's already said it, but Kevin, you and John did a fantastic job. I mean, you guys, I don't know. There's, like I said a while ago, there's just not enough words to express the gratitude to you guys on setting this hunt up.
Well, you know, I got something I got to admit. You guys listen to me real close, Josh. I wanted the second day, I wanted to go hunt with Kenny and Chris. And now, I don't know how old either one of them are. I know Mr. Chris is older than me. I know Mr. Kenny is a little older than me. But I didn't go with them because I couldn't hang. I couldn't go where they were going. That is no lie.
Yeah, I know how that can go. I'm kind of deceiving here myself. I mean, like for the guys that see me on video, it's cold right now, so I've got the kind of like the stealth digger beard going on and showing off my gray. And, you know, I look old for 21.
Well, you know what? I tell you, when we got down that one ravine, and that's putting it lightly, and I looked at Chris and I said, listen, we're here. We got to get down there. And once we get down there, we got to go down there to get up there, which was another 300 foot to the top of that. I said, that's got to be where we were. And because we had to go in a different route.
Now, when you told him that, did Chris kind of look and say, are you kidding me?
No, I had to make sure that I stepped in front of him so I could get a good look at the terrain. He wasn't holding back at all. He was. We were going to get up there come hell or high water. And
Chris was getting up there. Period. I mean, him and Kenny had already made their choice up. Period. They don't care that other people was finding stuff in one spot. They made their game plan and they went with it. No matter what it took, they were going.
And it worked out well.
Well, I tell you what, it was like with Kenny going down the ravine and going up. Going up, it was like we were trying to play King of the Hill because we were ready to get up there and get after it. We did.
Yeah, the rewarding part is after it took us 2 hours to get up there, and the rewarding part of it is, you know, I'd already told Chris, this is the mountain. This is the one. And so I'm thinking to myself, man, this better be the one. And but I got up there right on the crown of it, and I saw yesterday's dig spot, and I was like, whew. Yeah, I knew we were in the right spot. But that's where you'll see a clip of that in that video when Chris and I was at the bottom. I did that short little clip in there. I just had to do it because it looked like Jurassic Park, man. It really did.
Oh, it was.
Right. The land that time forgot.
I'm serious.
Well, and if I'd been there, I'd have been saying, we got to go where? All right, no problem. Let's get there. Let's do it.
I got up there, and I tell you what, we got up there, and I sat down for about 5 minutes. But after that, I said, hey, I'm not going to find anything sitting here. And Kitty and I got after it.
We did.
That's right. They're not just going to jump out of the ground on their own. You got to help them out a little bit.
It was an extraordinary hunt. If I said it once, I'll say it over and over. I'll never forget that hunt. That's, like I said, DIV's going to have to really impress to top that day.
You know, that sounds like a lot of fun, guys. I'm going to have to pick up Josh here pretty soon.
Absolutely.
Let it warm up just a little bit more, and then
there you go.
I'll swing through Ohio, grab you, and we'll go south. Go meet up with these guys.
Well, and I'll say, too, like Kenny and Chris and Kevin were talking about Vicksburg, just being able to get together with everyone, the camaraderie, the finds, the talking amongst friends of like-minded interests and stuff like that. I had some nice hunts myself last year, but some of the most memorable times was just sitting around talking with everybody at Detectapalooza, because there again, it's a camaraderie, it's a group of like-minded individuals. We were just all having fun, enjoying the finds, and enjoying each other's company.
Well, I can second that, because we were listening to you guys while you were, let's just say, having fun, and I'm sitting here going, man, I would pay a lot of money to be sitting there with them guys right now. Unfortunately, I couldn't make that trip, but I could tell with Ron and you, and oh man, that had to be a sight.
Oh, it was. And it was a good time just even being out hunting with everybody. Although like I said, the park where we premiered the catch and release detecting, that was a good barrel of laughs for us, with the silver coins that were misplaced and the ring that was misplaced or released.
Yeah, Reese and Josh finding stuff and throwing it back.
It was a good time. It really was.
I'm getting antsy to get out and detect again. I was out, I don't know, 3 weeks ago. I went up to Chicago before it froze up over there. I got out with Chicago Ron again a little bit and spent a couple days on the beaches and parks over there. Didn't find anything real too great, but I got out and I got to swing.
Right, it was still nice to get out again, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was. Well, actually, the weather was
you got to swing with Chicago Ron, so that was.
He schooled me too.
I've got two people I want to hunt with more than anything, and that's Hank Williams Jr. Just because I think that would be a barrel of laughs. But
that's right. A lot of people don't realize it, but he is big into the hobby. Him and his daughter both.
Yeah, he lives about 40 minutes. He lives about 40 minutes from my ranch in Tennessee.
Yep, him and Chicago Ron. That's who I want to hunt with, just because, not because I want to find anything, just because I think that would be just a blast to hunt with those two.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is a blast to hunt with Ron, and I'm sure it'd be a blast to hunt with Hank Williams Jr., too. I think, for me, so far, I've been getting a real kick out of hunting with some of the Beyond Sight and Sound listeners. Because, we're all everyday, ordinary people. We're just out there trying to recover the history.
Well, I can sit here and look at the chat right now, and I would love to hunt with everybody that's on there. I mean, you deal with them every week, you chat with them, you see them on Facebook and stuff, but it would be fantastic just to hook up with, Ohio Relic Hunter, Swanzey, Greg, just different ones, and everybody, and that would be impressive.
Oh, yeah. And it gives you an opportunity to see the different styles of hunting, too.
Absolutely.
If we can get Josh to win the lottery, maybe we could do a Beyond Sight and Sound hunt once a year.
There you go.
Where he pays for everybody to fly up there to him, or he pays for everybody to fly to wherever. And if we just get him to win the lottery, we can probably arrange that.
There you go.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe hit the lottery big enough, it might just be better to take the show on the road.
Or on a realistic matter, just to hit it in bits and pieces. People travel all the time. Vicksburg's not that big of a trip for me here, but, in March I'll be in Virginia, and then I'm going to South Carolina after that. I'm going to Missouri, going over to Kansas. I'm going into Tennessee. There's a spot in Kentucky I'm going to. And then by the time I'm done with all of that, here comes fall, and I'm in the mountains for ginseng for 2.5 months.
Yeah, that's an option too. Hell,
I don't mind Kenny finding more than me, since he's a professional metal detector now.
Yeah, I just dig what the machine tells me, brother.
That's kind of like me. I need something that says "ding, dig here."
Well, with all the places he travels, he's a professional now. So, see, we're in different categories. I'm an amateur.
Well, it's like when I went we went to Missouri last. What was cool was, I'm thinking, all right, I'm going to go up there and I'm going to find some silver with Sissy and then different ones in the Kansas Mocan Relic Club up there. Right, there you go. Wow. And so we get up there and they have this house set up that Frank James's wife had, and so I'm thinking, oh man, there's gonna be some coins here and stuff. And well, guess what my first find was a round ball. Well, it figures, man, because it's just Civil War is my thing. I don't care where I'm at. I could go to the North Pole and I'm gonna find a round ball.
Kind of like Keebler in the Stealth Diggers. It doesn't matter where you go, he's gonna find that ox shoe or something, some big chunk of iron. With you, it's It doesn't matter where we drop you, you're going to find a bullet or a button.
Somewhere, but, Jesse and all of them, they were Confederates, so, we found old locks there. I got a nice lock I found there. A lot of silver I think Lynette found 4 or 5 Mercs. There was all kinds of goodies found there. We had a good time.
That would be cool, too. Some of them old locks are really neat to see. That could be another idea for Ring Wars Division sometime.
Yeah, I actually
got all history.
An old lock laying around that I got to clean up yet. I have Kenny check that one out. It's the old swing style with, it looks like a skeleton key or something opens it.
Right,
nice.
Yeah, I got one like it. It looks like it had a little key plate on it that's swift to the side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are, a lot of those go all the way back to the 17th century, 18th century, but a lot of those are hard to find because they're iron and they don't last.
Right, they don't hold up in some of the ground very well. By the time we get to them, they're well deteriorated.
Right, but if you find it, or cannonballs or anything like that, if you get that and you electrolyse it real good and then you wax it, it'll last you forever then.
Well,
it's all
I
about
found
the
one
preservation
lock.
method.
It was brass, and it was a beautiful green when I got it out. And it was old, and the little hole in it had the little curtain thing to swivel back and forth. All that was still together, and it just so happens the landowner came out and fell in love with it. So, can I have it? I said, it's your house, you can have it. So the only lock I found that was beautiful, the landowner wanted, so I gave it to him.
Well, but you found one, so chances are good you're going to find another. You
Well,
just got to get your
problem-
coil over it.
I wish I had the problem Kenny did, and I wish I could find a lock everywhere I go. That would be great. He finds a round ball everywhere he goes. That'd be an awesome problem to have.
It's research, Kevin. That's all it is.
Putting
And
in
a little
your time.
luck. It's a lot of luck. You guys know that. You just got to put yourself there and just swing and dig everything just about. I dig a lot of iron.
Absolutely. Luck does play a part sometimes.
You got to dig those broken up deep signals, too. You got to do it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And sometimes those iffy signals pay off good.
Oh, they do.
Just remember, signals replace signals. They really do. You pull one out, another one pops in.
Oh, yeah. Well, and that's a while back, you had that hunt, Ryan, where you were digging some lower tones and some iffy signals, but, well, you came up with, 4 or 5 gold rings that hunt?
I think, I got 7 rings. 4 were gold, 1 was silver, and 2 were junk in about 3 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that video up on that one.
Yeah, that was a good video. Very nicely done. And it shows that, yeah, sure, we may find a lot of junk, but sometimes digging those iffy signals can have big reward.
It was a little weekend trip, and the first day I didn't do good at all. I barely found anything, and I got rained out, and it's kind of starting to get discouraged, but I kept moving on to another place, and kept just checking Google Maps and working on a lot of different stuff. And
staying persistent.
Yep.
On those iffy signals, a good example, Kenny and I were up on that bluff, hit this one good signal, and dug, and come up with, first of all, a Civil War shovel, and I think with a couple of nails, Kenny, but the actual signal he was getting was that bullet. And there it was.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I pulled out a trench tool, the shovel, the whole shovel, literally, the whole bottom piece of the shovel, and I was like, wow. And then I pulled out, it looked like a piece of, it was more iron, and then pulled out some nails. And I kept getting that signal, I'm like, come on, man. And I pulled, 5 pounds of stuff out of there before I actually got it was a Maynard bullet of all things. The only Maynard I saw around there. I was like, that's odd. But it ended up being a Maynard bullet out of all that same hole.
So it was definitely worth the time of digging that stuff out to get to it. And, showing that you got to know your machine. Because I know Chris had even mentioned you had pulled that shovel out. And Chris himself was like, oh, wow. And you're like, yeah, but that's not what was giving me the signal. I got to keep going.
Yeah, well, where we was at, a lot went on. I mean, I was even, I was telling Chris, I was even finding splintered bone. And come to the story that we got to, Chris did some great research on that ladder badge and pretty much got it pinned down where it is, but we'll save that for the show.
Oh, that's right. He did mention that to me. That is a cool story.
It is, but they were splintered bone in there and stuff. And from reading, what happened is that hilltop right there. Let me tell you something. That was a sad place to be on that day in 1863.
Right.
Because it got bombarded hard.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that things like that go on, but at least you guys were able to get in there and recover those pieces of the past that you were able to locate.
Yeah, I have fun. I'm sure that Chris and everybody that was there has their own little Vicksburg display case, because you can't, with me, everywhere I go, it's got its own display case. You have to keep it all together because each place has a story, has its own history. And it's cool, and you get all excited, about what you're pulling out. And, a couple of times we'd sit up there and I'd just look at it and I was like, man, I said, this fired bullet took one of these guys' lives, and then that's when you really, it kind of gets
when it really
quiet,
hits home.
It does. It really does.
And recently, Chris had even posted a photo on the Beyond Sight and Sound group of a display case that had those ladder badges in it. Nice display he set up.
Thank you, Josh.
Yes, it was. I have one myself. I didn't take a very good picture of it, but I will get it posted soon.
And speaking of displays, for those that follow Detecting Doodads, it looks like Don's at it again. He's working on a rotating display. That should be pretty interesting.
Yeah, that was an interesting video that Kevin posted, or Don had posted the link on there, and that was, I know Don had been working on it, and that's going to be a really, really awesome type display. He gets that down pat.
I'm still waiting to see them relic racks. I think those are going to be sharp.
Oh, they are.
Yeah.
He brought one. I think the DIV. It was really nice. Really nice.
Yeah, I believe
haven't seen one of those yet.
I believe the one he took to DIV went to Butch Holcomb.
Yeah, it may have. I'm not.
That's another guy I want to hunt with is Mr. Don.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure he would be a hoot to hunt with.
Oh, he is. Believe me, I've hunted with him for years. He's a good guy, and he does a lot of research. He's probably one of the best hunters that you can hunt with. He really is. Good guy.
And the way it sounds, he may have to, he might want to think about coming up with a tether ring of sorts for a digger.
Yep. For me, if I lose him.
Well,
if anybody can come up with one, it'll be him. That guy is smart. I'm telling you right now, the stuff he comes up with, I think he sets around. I think he's thinking this stuff up while he's doing anything that he's doing during the day. He's got to be thinking 24 hours to come up with that stuff, and usually it works the first time. He gets it right off the bat.
I don't think the man ever sleeps, or very rarely. I mean, he's always busy working on something. He's always got his mind going about some new little crafty accessory or display for the hobby, which is good. I mean, they've certainly been a benefit. I know I use his tether ring. You use them. Me, Kenny, Chris. I think Kevin does. Maybe even Ryan's got one. I don't know. And a number of us uses camera mounts too.
Yeah, that is camera.
Yeah. And that light, he even, man. And
oh, yeah, the tactical light.
Yeah, I've got that, and it's got it set up where you can actually, it can go on first, and then your camera can actually go over the light. I've never seen anything like that. It was really impressive. I've got it right here. I'm like, well, this brings a whole new few hours to the hunt for me. So that was really good.
Yeah, that's the way I've got mine set on the CTX.
Camera mounts. That CTX camera mount, that thing is, the way it hooks onto that diamond shaped part of it, that's a great idea.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think it does good. I run it on my CTX with the, I have both the camera mount and the tactical light, so certainly can't beat that.
No.
Yeah, he does a great job with what he's doing, and it's good to see it out there. And really, for his products, the prices are nominal. I mean, they're not bad priced at all if you have to order them, and you know, they're not hard to find. You just go to detectingdoodads.com, and you never know. There may be something that you don't realize that you may see it and say, "Wow, I never thought of that. I got to get one."
And
I
the
know I
beautiful
did
thing
it.
about him you know, if you want something made, you just tell him to make it. He makes it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just that good with that stuff. I mean, if you've got a good idea, you know, from concept to product, basically, if you've got a good idea, he can materialize it.
No, it's just what he does.
Yeah, some of us are good at different things. We have our own pros that we bring to the hobby, so to speak, and that's just one of his many talents.
Well, I'm still waiting for my light for my display on my Bliss tool. He still hadn't made that for me yet, Josh.
Man, I wonder what's taking him so long. We gotta get him on that.
I know.
He told me he's not gonna make Chris anything. So.
Oh.
You know, because Chris got to come to Vicksburg and Don didn't get to come, and he's kind of mad about it. So he said he's going to string Chris along for about a year.
Oh.
Well, shoot, I gave him basically all my detectors so he could make all these little doodads, but hey, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. Maybe he's just trying to collect Chris's detectors.
Yeah. I think he's got one. I think he's got one or two of them now.
Wow.
Somewhere along the line.
He's probably got that light on it right now.
It's a heck of a racket he's got there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's out there using that screen light himself.
That's called R&D.
Yeah, I picked at him about that light for my Bliss tool on the display since I don't have a display anyway. I said, man, Don, I need a light for my display. Well, you don't have a display. I said, okay. I guess that's a good answer why I'm not getting no light for it.
One more thing, a little off subject here, but back on subject kind of. If you guys, I'm going to have one here pretty quick because I've got to try it, but Garrett's come out with a new waterproof pin pointer.
I did not know.
I did see something about that.
Right. As with all of Garrett's all-terrain, whatever, it's good up to 10 feet. I don't know why they can't take that extra step and get 11, but everything seems to be 10, but that's fine because I'm not going to be deeper than 10 foot. Now, Ryan, you may have to look for something else.
Yeah,
but,
I'm kind of looking into that.
All right, maybe one of those macros or whatever they call them.
That one's only good for 3 feet, I think, too, or 3 yards, 3 meters.
Yeah, I go deeper than that. I go about 5 to 6 foot. Is about where I go. But I'm going to get one of those.
Anything past 10 feet, the pressure, it's a whole nother level. The pressure builds up, and that's the reason why they stopped at 10 feet.
Right.
Well,
now, there is one out there, though, called the Vibratector, that it's waterproof to deeper than 10. But it's a little bigger than your standalone pinpointer, too.
A lot of times, though, when you're diving, you're doing a lot of fanning, and
Right.
there's not as much need for a pinpointer, too.
Well, Kenny, you got that Infinium. You can go 200 foot deep with it, so...
Yeah, well, let's talk about that because if I'm 200 foot, something's come up and got me. Yeah, I'm not doing that.
A little hard to breathe down there.
But
Even the diving
we'll put
I'm
that.
going to be doing is only
Yeah,
going to
that
be...
PI machine's fixing to get a workout here. My procedure goes away as planned in the morning. Hopefully, about 4 days, I'll have that thing running.
Good deal.
Oh, there you go. Can't beat that at all.
No, sir.
Well, it looks like we're pretty much at the end of our rope, but it has certainly been good talking with everyone.
Yeah, it has,
and we appreciate everyone for tuning in. If you've enjoyed our conversation tonight, by all means, please like, rate the channel, drop me a comment, send me a message. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, I'm not hard to find. Look me up. Let me know. We'll see what we can work out. We've been talking with trying to get some other interesting shows going, some other guests and whatnot, and just basically waiting for schedules to kind of line up so that we can get them in. But before we go, let's let everybody have the opportunity to maybe plug their YouTube channel or group or anything like that. Kenny, I know you've got a YouTube channel.
Yeah, it's just Derek Bennett 33. Obviously, you can go on there. I appreciate it, and if you would, please leave a comment and like it. And then, of course, my Facebook and the Google. I'll actually post the Google address on the group. I appreciate that. I'm getting around to watching a lot of videos since I've been down a little bit. Getting to different ones' videos. I enjoy watching them. I learn something new from everybody every day. we all tend to learn something different, and that's what's unique about it. But I appreciate everybody that watches my videos, because I watch them. When I first started making these videos, it was because there's people out there that either used to detect or wish they could detect, and they vicariously get to through our videos. And I'm thinking, you know what? Why should I be the only one enjoying this day?
And
There it is, pretty
also,
much.
Kenny has the hardcorerelicrecovery.com page.
Right. That's it's Amazon. For those that shop on Amazon, I would appreciate that. You just go on it. If you don't see, I'm still adding pages to it. If you don't see what you're looking for, you can just type what you need in a widget bar, and it'll take you there. You can also post your finds. There's a place that starting here next month, you can go ahead and post your finds now. There's an email address to post it to. I will apply those finds to the page, and I'll be doing some contests on those. So I'll figure out how I'm going to do that, but it's going to be fun. It's just something extra to do. One other thing is, as soon as deer season's over, January 31st, I will have Hardcore Relic Recovery Part 2. Try to find some more projectiles that was shot by the Lexington from the Tennessee River. So that I'm going to finish that. There'll probably be about 4 to 5 parts in all, but I'll be doing Part 2 around the 1st of February.
And I'm sure it's going to be a good video as well. I know I look forward to it. Your videos are usually very, very well done. Ryan, you want to tell everybody where to find your channel and group?
Yes, I have a YouTube channel. It's The Rusty Man 9791, all one word, on YouTube. And my Ring Wars 2015, just search Ring Wars 2015 on Facebook. And I also forgot to mention earlier, I do have a web page that's up. It's still under construction, and that's ringwarschallenge.com.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, we got to make sure and mention that.
It's still under construction. Hopefully I'll have it completed here. I kind of been slacking a little bit, so. But I'll get on it one of these days. But it is up, and you can view it.
And, Chris, you're just on Facebook, I believe, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and Kevin?
I've got KS Hollywood, as in Kevin Strahan. Hollywood is my YouTube, and Kevin Strahan, my Facebook page. If you're listening, just add me as a friend, or, you know, if you see me on Beyond Sight and Sound, I try to post a little bit on there, give some people some new insight on Civil War hunting and stuff like that, and say hi, send me a friend request. You know, I'm always lurking around Josh's page, checking things out, because I know he's busy sometimes.
Myself, you know, most everybody knows where to find me on Facebook, Ohio Metal Detecting on YouTube, operated by String Frenzy, and really any of us that have those YouTube channels, drop in, check them out, subscribe, maybe throw the channel a like or a comment, whatever, and like I said, if you enjoyed the show tonight, make sure and click the pink hands, maybe even rate the channel. We always appreciate the support from all the listeners. With the Ring Wars and stuff, speaking of rings, don't forget and check out the ringfinders.com. It's a great place to be. There's a few of us on here tonight that are actually members of the directory. You know, it's a good way to try and help people out, return those rings. Do you need to be on the Ring Finders to return a ring? No, any of us can do it. It does help get the name out there and let people know that you are out there and available and willing to help them out. Looking back on the 2014 year, it's been a good year for all of us, I think. There's been a lot of camaraderie, a lot of connections made, a lot of friends made, a lot of new people met. A lot of great guests on the show. Really, folks, the support has been phenomenal. I appreciate everyone for listening over the year. 2015 will be just as well, if not better, for many of us, as far as the show or the hunting or camaraderie. But the important thing is to stay passionate about it, get out there and recover that history, don't get discouraged. And really, you got to do what you can. Get out there and try to make those finds, because sometimes you never know where that next find is going to come from. You have to stay passionate. You have to stay persistent. Don't let things get you down. Stay optimistic and get out there and find something. For myself, Ryan, Kenny, Chris, Kevin, we all appreciate everyone for tuning in. Thank you, and tune in next week. We got to roll, folks.